What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and today we're going to be talking about the new Call of Duty World War II Zombies map. Now, this one is called the Tortured Path, and the thing I'm going to say about this one, and listen carefully, is this is probably the strangest, but at the same time, one of my favorite Zombies maps I have ever played, because they decided to take a giant risk with this one. Now, if you're wondering how I got gameplay early, I actually got to fly down to San Francisco to go to Sledgehammer Games a little bit early, record some gameplay, and I'm able to show you guys this map a little bit early. So thanks to Activision and Sledgehammer for that. But why do I say this is one of the strangest Zombies map? Because they took a giant risk with this one. Basically, this is not just one map, it is 3 maps. So the way that it works is there are 3 different maps. To get all 3 maps, you have to beat the previous map. So you start out in this kind of little village, and you have 10 rounds that you have to play. Every 3rd round, you have a new objective that you have to do. One of them is repairing things. One of them is actually killing a certain type of zombie. Another one is defending a point. So there's various challenges you have to do, and then on the 10th round, you have a specific amount of time you have to survive for, and at the end of that time, you have to be standing in a specific area, and then you're kind of evacuated to the next Zombies map. Now, there are 3 total of these maps that you can play through. Now, the one thing I don't know is if you get to the 3rd and final map, if you can continue past 10 rounds. So, for example, there's 30 total rounds because there's 10 on each map. Can you go past that 30th round and just continue and play like a normal Zombies map? And no one at the event actually knows this because no one actually got to that area. So before I give you my thoughts and opinions on this map, I thought I would just quickly explain in a little bit more depth exactly how this works. So, the Tortured Path is not one Zombies map, it is 3. The first part that you start in is this little small village that's about the size of a map like Groston House. Now, that's kind of small, but remember, there are 2 other maps involved in this overall arcing map anyway. Now, the second 2 maps, I didn't get to play the second one, but I saw someone playing it. It's a little bit bigger. And the 3rd one, I have no idea. None of us have got our hands on it so far. So the way you go on and actually unlock all 3 maps is by playing through each of the previous maps. And to do so, you have to beat 10 rounds. Now, each round is like a normal Zombies round, except for round 3, 6, 9, and 10. Each round at 3, 6, and 9 has a new objective that is kind of chosen at random every single time you play it. 9 is obviously the most difficult, and then at round 10, you have to survive for a specific amount of time and end the round in a little circular area. If you do so, you then unlock the next map. Now, as far as the 2 biggest questions revolving around this map, the first of which is, generally speaking, is there going to be still an overarching Easter egg that spans through the 3 maps? And yes, I believe that there is. They didn't tell us that 100% because they're always tight-lipped about the Zombies Easter eggs, but based on the way they were talking about things, yeah, there's still an overarching Easter egg. The second question is, once you get to that 3rd map, can you continue on playing? Can you play through 100 rounds on that final map if you make it there? That I don't know. I would assume so, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So the big question, does this map suck? Is it good? What are my thoughts on it? Well, I'm not a die-hard Zombies player. I'm not really in the Zombies community, if you want to call it that. But I actually enjoyed it more than a normal Zombies map, and I think there's 2 reasons for that. Generally speaking, the reason why I don't play Zombies is because I like objectives. If you played Extinction back in Call of Duty Ghost, I love the way that was created, how there was objectives, how you could literally beat the map. This is kind of like that. Every 3rd round, you're getting a new objective you have to complete in a set amount of time. You have to beat it to move on to the next section to actually beat the entire map. I like that. I like the whole objective base of this. But that's not traditional Zombies, and I do think there's going to be lots of people in the Zombies community that kind of wish it was just a normal Zombies map, one where you could survive infinitely, where you could just do as many rounds as you want, complete the Easter egg. That being said, there's still going to be an Easter egg, there's still going to be that overarching story that you progress throughout the map. And I think people will like it. It's just different. That is really the main thing. And as I said, I liked it better, but I don't think everyone is going to like it better. So the one other thing that I'll say is, as far as the objectives go in the game, The only downside to it is it makes it a lot more difficult to play solo. It's way easier to play in a group of 4 people than solo, because some of the objectives, especially the round 9 objectives, are pretty difficult, and one of them you have to defend a point, one of them you have to kill a giant zombie before he gets to a specific area, and with only having one person in the lobby, it's hard to deal that much damage to the zombie before he gets to that given area. So, like I said, the objectives are random, but some of them are very difficult to do solo. So that's really the only downside I have to that specific part of the new zombies map. But now I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think of this whole new way of creating a zombies map, having 3 different sections that you have to beat 10 rounds to actually get to with objectives involved? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, I don't really have much more to say about this, but I am able to give you 10 total minutes of gameplay, so what I'm going to do is just leave you off with some raw gameplay. The gameplay that I'm actually going to try to show you is the various objectives, including the 9th round objectives that I failed at a couple of times. Just that way you can kind of see what you're getting into before you actually play the map. So sit back, relax, enjoy the gameplay. Also, if you enjoyed the video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button. And if you like to stay up to date on all my videos, the best way to do so is hit that subscribe button. But guys, without further ado, I hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and peace out.
Take him out! we are.